I would like to apologize on behalf of Gada that she couldn't be here, but I hope I can convey the same message. And as it was mentioned earlier, we represent one of the champion users. Of course, there are several ones. And we represent the middle layer of this pyramid, which is the intermediate user group, I would say. I can use this, right? Oh, yeah. So first of all, I would like to start why we can represent this intermediate user group at DELTARES. First of all, we are a medium-sized company, around 700-800 engineers, and that's enough. That provides enough capability to work on various data sets. We have departments working on marine and inland systems, subsurface and surface systems, urban waters, and we are connected not only to the government sector as a research institute, but also fairly 30% of our turnover goes into research, industry, and the rest is really knowledge development research. Yeah, and in addition to that, we are also trying to keep up with other advances in Earth observation. We are trying to link our activities and our new products or new knowledge to different geo initiatives, also to CMEMS, to Eurogoose, and there are several reasons why we do this. First of all, we would like to know the state of the art, what's out there, but also we would like to contribute back to the community, and we would like to maintain the standards that they develop. So our prime interest in our unit especially is the coastal zone. And for that, we mainly use CMEMS data, of course. And this coastal zone is interesting because there are a lot of competing interests, there are a lot of interaction there, and there are a lot of users that we can reach out. But also this coastal zone requires higher resolution data. And this coastal zone is therefore interesting playground for us. And we use a lot of especially marine service products for this. And we mainly co-develop and try to integrate into sustainable supply chain for end users. So basically, the way of uptaking the products that the Copernicus or other services provide, it's relatively standard. We try to access those products. We do some kind of knowledge development. It can be enrichment, it can be merging, it can be data assimilation. We have high resolution models maybe in a coastal zone. So we start with a good base, but we try to enhance that and a bit adapt to the user needs. In the end, to arrive to certain services, which can be real-time management, it can be long-term planning, those can be indicators. But we cannot do this alone, so we usually pair up with small and medium enterprises. We pair up with users to interact and finally deliver something that is meaningful. And I would like to emphasize that we don't only want to take from the CMEMS community, we would like to provide feedback loops. We would like to report what kind of knowledge products were interested for the users, what kind of dissemination activities we can organize, how can we provide back certain products that are developed by us. So first of all, not surprising that our main activity of using CMEMS products is setting up coastal models, trying to nest, trying to cover that area which is covered with a coarser resolution by the Copernicus products. And we do this with several models. We have capabilities for hydrodynamics, but of course, biogeochemical models or waves. So we try to cover the whole chain. And we also try to use it for our personal developments. For our software developments, try to incorporate, for example, density-driven currents in a tidal zone. We try to increase the resolution of the coastal areas. And this is related more to our research activity. Another part of our research is including data assimilation. Here again, we try to have independent data sets, and it's really interesting to hear what kind of data quality measures you implement, because it's important to know when we further propagate those uncertainties, how that will develop in the end to our final models. So this was more about the research part. And when I asked around in the company, how do we use the Copernicus data? Could you send me a few slides on projects? I got too many, so I couldn't really incorporate into the presentation. So I picked a few one, and I tried to emphasize that it's usually helping to integrate these data sets into the end user's own processing chain. And it's always important for us that these open up new opportunities, and it's not only developed for the sake of science, but it's marketable. And it is definitely answering user needs. And we always make sure that we have partners who can develop nice interfaces that are easily accessible. So one of the examples is an ongoing project. We have selected this because in this project, we don't only use the data from Copernicus, we also set up new local observatories that produce their own data sets that can go back to Imodnes, they can go back to Siemens, and we can contribute back to the community while serving certain clients such as ports or aquaculture companies. Another ongoing project with partners amongst us, we target more high-resolution data on water quality. And that is interesting for us because most core products in Copernicus, some are higher resolution, some medium or low resolution. But when you touch a certain resolution, you have to incorporate commercial satellites or commercial products. That is also interesting to see how we can provide information, for example, between fish cages. That is a completely different matter compared to the kilometer scale prediction. Another interesting project was just launched this week. Here we would like to serve the community who connects to Siemens and who would like to set up their own nested models. We can do this, of course, with our knowledge, but not everyone can easily do that. So we would like to develop automated algorithms and the protocol how to draw in a viewer a transect where you can get the boundary conditions and directly link to the nested models, in this case to Del3D, which is our software, but it can be replicated to any other models. So we would like to also provide different scaled communities means to develop their own coastal models. Another project targets policy. It's a simple application where you just have chlorophyll products, you just have some statistics, but it helps already with the implementation of marine strategy framework in the following the OSPAR Convention and the North Sea, where policymakers get better feel what a chlorophyll concentration is and how they can use it for the reporting of the policy needs. So as a summary, we would like, as an intermediate user, first of all, to thank the Copernicus Marine Services to provide all these excellent data products. And we would like to say that it fulfills our research needs within the company, but also it enables us to reach the industry level and small, medium enterprises. And it gives us a community to participate in and to join. And we think, therefore, that our layer, which is probably a bigger layer than the end user's layer, the intermediate user layer, can help really to integrate the products to the end user's daily life. If they cannot access a NetCDF, they might read a message or they might read a map, and we can help in this transition. And finally, I would like to emphasize again that we are keen on providing a feedback loop. We are keen on developing together with you your products and keep the things going on. So I would like to thank you for your attention. And the coffee break is coming.
Thank you very much. So before the coffee break, we have time for one or two questions. If not, I have one aspect, and I'm sure Laurence will discuss with you as part of the advisory, champion user advisory group, but as was explained, so our service is continuously improving. In the downstream sector, you need to be aware of the evolution to plan also the evolution of your downstream system. So what would be the best mechanism for you to know, let's say, for example, in advance, what we will do on our, because that's something which is key. Typically on coastal model, when we will move to higher resolution system, that means that either you could improve further your resolution or at least to change the interface and so on. So there is certainly something to be done and to be discussed with, so it would be good to have your view on this.
So the question is, what's the most suitable way of communication?
Yeah, communication on how much in advance you would like to know, I mean, how the system will evolve. I mean,
well, as many of these systems depend on the continuous data flow, of course, disruptions are one thing to be, it's good to be aware if we have to face disruptions, of course. In terms of service evolution, we try to participate ourselves to advise what worked, for example, in the North Sea might work in the Mediterranean Sea. That's through Mercator tenders, of course. Well, there are various ways, either through funding or through community exercises like this, through feedback questionnaires.